Hello and welcome to Nightline. I'm Brendan Wong. The top stories. Police begin probe on minister's alleged sex video. And Datuk Lee Chong Wei hangs up his record after 19 years. Good morning. Police have opened an investigation paper in connection with the widely circulated sex video allegedly involving a minister. According to Inspector General Police Datuk Sri Abdul Hamid Bado, so far police have received only one report over the video. Abdul Hamid said police will summon several individuals to facilitate investigations into the case.
Bila setiap ada kali ada laporan yang dibuat, kita timbang kalau ada suatu kesalahan yang kita akan buka kertas siasatan. Dan selepas itu pegawai penyiasat akan jalankan, ambil langkah untuk menjalankan siasatan, melengkapkan siasatan.
The police chief said this to reporters at the Idul Fitri celebration organised by the agriculture and agro-based industry in Putrajaya on Thursday. It was believed that the sex video was linked to Economic Affairs Minister Datuk Sri Muhammad Azmin Ali. Datuk Sri Azmin, however, on Wednesday strongly denied the allegation by an individual who attempted to implicate him in the intimate sex video. The PKR Deputy President also described the move as a nefarious plot to assassinate his reputation and character in an attempt to destroy his political career. Meanwhile, Datuk Sri Azmin said on Thursday he only knew Muhammad Haziq, the individual who had implicated him in a sex video clip, because he was a PKR member. He also urged all politicians not to resort to politics of cruelty for self-interest.
Dia ahli parti, pernah ahli parti, kemudian menyertai pembangkang. Setelah kita menang, lompat balik ke dalam parti keadilan. Ini karakter individu yang diperalatkan dalam fitnah ini. These individuals or group who resorted to this cartel politics must be punished, because the public will not accept this cartel politics.
To a question, the PKR Deputy President said he did not want to speculate on talks that he was sabotaged because Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad had not set a time for his succession plan, on top of wide speculation that he would be made the successor. Datuk Sri Azmin, however, said he agreed with Tun Dr. Mahathir that gutter politics should be stopped, as the new Malaysia should embrace new politics and values. Earlier, the political secretary to the Economic Affairs Minister, Hilman Idham, on Thursday lodged a police and Kazaf report over the spread of a sex video allegedly involving Datuk Sri Azmin Ali and a man known as Muhammad Haziq Abdulaziz. Hilman, who is also PKR Deputy Youth Chief, arrived at the Putrajaya District Police Headquarters at 10:35 a.m. with several youth members and left about an hour later. He then went to the Federal Territory Islamic Religious Department, Jawi, at Complex Islam Putrajaya to lodge the Kazaf report.
Tuduhan palsu dan fitnah jahat yang dibuat ke atas Yang Berhormat Menteri Ahli Wali Ekonomi. Saya telah menyerahkan laporan saya kepada pihak polis, dan saya juga telah dirakam percakapan saya sebagai saksi oleh pihak polis, dan kita akan memberikan kerjasama yang terbuka kepada pihak polis dan Jawi di atas segala siasatan yang akan dilakukan. InsyaAllah saya yakin dan saya ingin menegaskan sekali lagi pendirian saya bahawa keyakinan kami ini merupakan suatu tuduhan palsu dan fitnah jahat yang diadakan untuk mencemarkan reputasi dan nama baik serta kepribadian Yang Berhormat Menteri Ahli Wali Ekonomi.
He pointed out that the allegation was an evil conspiracy to block Datuk Sri Azmin's political journey as well as the success of his ministry. On Wednesday, the individual claimed to be involved in the video made a sworn video statement that he was involved in the action with Datuk Sri Azmin. The individual, believed to be the senior private secretary to the Deputy Primary Industries Minister, Muhammad Haziq Abdulaziz, claimed that the video was recorded on May the 11th in a hotel room in Sandakan, Sabah. Meanwhile, Hilman admitted to meeting Muhammad Haziq at a hotel in Putrajaya, as disclosed in the latter's Facebook account on Thursday. However, the political secretary to the Minister of Economic Affairs declined to elaborate on the meeting and handed the matter over to police for investigation.
Betul? Tak apa, saya dah serahkan semua details itu, maklumat itu kepada polis. Kita beri ruang untuk polis siasat.
Muhammad Haziq, via his latest Facebook account, claimed to have met Hilman at a hotel restaurant in Putrajaya on the day he uploaded a sworn statement on social media. He claimed that Hilman had tried to force him to deny Datuk Sri Azmin's involvement in the sexually explicit pornographic video and had asked him to lie. In the meantime, Muhammad Haziq has been suspended from his duties as Senior Private Secretary to the Deputy Primary Industries Minister, with immediate effect for allegedly creating a negative perception of the ministry. Deputy Primary Industry Minister Datuk Sri Shamsul Iskandar Muhammad Akin said he was also issued a show cause letter on June the 12th and has to respond within 3 days or face dismissal.
Oleh kerana jawatan beliau itu adalah jawatan kontrak. Jadi di sana terdapat beberapa aku janji, beberapa prosedur yang membabitkan salah laku, misalnya tindakan-tindakan yang boleh menjejas imej dan reputasi kerajaan. Dan sebab itulah dari segi prosedur kita berikan dia due process. Kami menghantar surat semalam untuk beliau jawab, dan dalam masa 3 hari beliau perlu memberikan jawapan, dan kemudian kita akan ambil tindakan yang sewajarnya setelah mendapat penjelasan.
He said this at a press conference at his office in Putrajaya on Thursday. It is understood that he had not heard from Haziq since Tuesday, when he contacted the latter over a work-related matter. The ministry had also contacted Muhammad Haziq's family as well, and was told that his family that he had no communication with them and the latter and did not know his whereabouts. Meanwhile, Muhammad Haziq on Thursday has lodged a police report at the Kelana Jaya police station to rebut accusations against him made by netizens. A copy of the police report was then uploaded on his Facebook account. In the report, Haziq accused Hilman of threatening him to force him to withdraw his allegations against the minister. Malayan banking Berhad Maybank on Thursday disclosed that a fund transfer document allegedly involving a local bank and related to a cabinet minister was forged. The bank spokesperson said it did not issue the document purportedly involving the transfer of funds. The bank told Bernama that the account number stated on the document was invalid. As such, Maybank said it will be taking the necessary action to protect its interests. A copy of the document, which had been making its round on social media, claimed that a sum of money belonging to UEM Group Berhad was transferred to the minister's account through Maybank's account. On Thursday, UEM Group Berhad also denied allegations that it was involved in the transfer of the money. The remains of more people of the Batik Orang Asli community in Kampung Kuala Ko were discovered on Thursday, bringing the total number to 8. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, P. Wedamurti, said police have also identified the remains of the person believed to have died from a lung infection. The minister said this after visiting the search team, NGOs and members of the media at the operations centre set up at Fida Aring 10.
Buat masa kini, bantuan makanan, air bersih dan sebagainya sedang diberikan kepada masyarakat Batik tersebut, dan terdapat kelengkapan yang secukupnya lah. Dan juga pihak daripada NADMA, pihak daripada PDRM, forensik dan sebagainya telah masuk ke kawasan hutan untuk membuat untuk mengenal pastilah poin-poin di mana masyarakat orang asli yang dikatakan telah meninggal tersebut dikebumikan. Jadi operasi tersebut masih berterusan dan kawasan tersebut agak rumit jugalah untuk masuk ke dalam dan perlukan juga kita untuk pergi lebih dalam juga perlukan bot dan sebagainya. Dan buat masa kini PDRM telah dapat mengenal pastilah 8 daripada 12 mayat yang dikebumikan. Jadi kita sedang mengesan 4 lagi lah. Jadi dalam masa beberapa hari ini saya percaya akan dapat dikenal pasti dan pihak forensik pula akan mengambil sedikit masa kerana proses untuk ekstrak mayat tersebut perlu dibuat secara berhati-hati.
He added that 49 orang asli are still being treated and 4 were sent to the Kuala Krai Hospital and Gua Musang Hospital for further treatment, while 15 out of 37 patients at the Gua Musang Hospital have been discharged and transferred to the Orang Asli homestay managed by the Health Ministry in Gua Musang for follow-up treatment. Datuk Sri Najib Razak's corruption case was cut short on Thursday after his lawyers asked for an adjournment to go through the transcripts of a prosecution witness. This happened after a disagreement broke out between former chairman of SRC International, Tan Sri Ismi Ismail, and counsel Harvinderjit Singh during cross-examination. At the trial, Harvinderjit accused Tan Sri Ismi of giving differing versions of how decisions in the company were made. The 39th prosecution witness testified that SRC International's board of directors would follow the resolution of the company's shareholders. While in his written statement, Tan Sri Ismi said that the board of directors followed the advice of Datuk Sri Najib as he was advisor emeritus of SRC. Lead Defence Counsel Tan Sri Muhammad Shafi Abdullah then asked for a postponement of the afternoon proceedings to allow the defence to retrieve the court recording transcription. High Court Judge Muhammad Nazlan Muhammad Ghazali then adjourned the proceedings. The former Prime Minister is facing 7 charges of criminal breach of trust, abuse of power and money laundering involving 42 million ringgit of SRC International funds. The hearing continues on Friday at 9 a.m. Coming up after the break, senior citizen becomes latest rabies fatality in Sarawak. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Media Prima Berhad on Thursday appointed Datuk Syed Husian Syed Junid as group chairman from July the 1st. He will replace Datuk Muhammad Nasir Ahmad, whose tenure ends on June the 30th. However, to ensure a smooth transition, Datuk Syed Husian will begin his appointment to Media Prima's board of directors as an independent non-executive director and group chairman designate effective immediately. Previously, he had served as an independent non-executive director of companies in the Media Prima group and had also served as director at Primework Studios Sendirian Berhad, Media Prima Digital Sendirian Berhad, Metropolitan TV Sendirian Berhad and Channel 9 Media Sendirian Berhad. Earlier, Datuk Muhammad Nasir had informed the board of his intention to step down and resign to focus on his other directorial commitments. He was first appointed as Media Prima Interim Group Chairman on May the 21st, 2018 and as Group Chairman on June the 12th, 2018. Approved foreign direct investments, FDIs, into Malaysia for the first quarter of 2019 soared 73.4% to 29.3 billion ringgit from 16.9 billion ringgit recorded during the same period a year ago. In a statement on Thursday, the Finance Ministry said Malaysia is benefiting from the tax and investment diversion due to the trade war between the United States and China. It said the rise in overall approved FDIs in the first quarter of 2019 was driven by a surge of investments in the manufacturing sector, which rose 127% to 20.2 billion ringgit, compared with 2.9 billion ringgit a year ago. Out of the 20.2 billion ringgit of approved FDIs in the sector, 11.5 billion ringgit was from the US, while 4.4 billion ringgit was from China and 2.2 billion ringgit from Singapore. MOF said the FDIs were expected to create more than 41,200 jobs for Malaysians. A 61-year-old woman from Pending Kuching is the latest rabies fatality in Sarawak since it was detected on June 2017. She died at 10:47 p.m. on Wednesday, increasing the total detected rabies victims to 19, with 18 recorded deaths. Health Department Director Datuk Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah said in a statement that the woman was previously bitten by a wild dog on April 29th on her right thumb, while she was trying to chase it away. Following this, the victim was admitted into the infectious disease ward at a Sarawak government hospital on June the 8th. She was confirmed to be infected with rabies after a laboratory test was done by Institute for Medical Research, IMR. Currently, there are 62 locations in 11 districts of Sarawak that has rabies infection, while only Limbang remains free of the infection. In Terengganu, a worker was sentenced to 28 months jail by the Kuala Terengganu Magistrates Court after being found guilty of assaulting a mechanic when he was dissatisfied with the price of repairing his car. Cik Azhar Cik Has, aged 56, was charged with intentionally causing serious injury. According to the charge sheet, the accused bludgeoned the victim with a flower pot and a vase, causing the victim to suffer a broken rib and injuries to his head and face. The accused was charged according to Section 325 of the Penal Code, and the court ordered the sentence to be carried out on Thursday. Meanwhile, the Southern Region Marine Department Director Dixon Dola confirmed that 39 Malaysians were stranded at a ferry terminal in Tanjung Balai, Karimun on Thursday after they were refused entry by the operating company of the terminal in Pontian, Johor. It is understood that the Southern Marine Department has approved of additional slots for ferries due to the large number of people, including Malaysians, who go to Karimun, Indonesia to celebrate Aidilfitri. The issue regarding the Kukup terminal operating company is frequently reported, and Johor authorities have been notified. In Selangor, police have confirmed that the amount of gold stolen from the Section 7 commercial centres Shah Alam on Monday is worth 7 million ringgit. Suspects are currently being hunted, and police do not reject the possibility that the crime was conducted by professionals. The incident is believed to have occurred last Friday, but the premise owner only realised it when he opened for business on Monday. 10 individuals have been interrogated regarding the incident, including the premise owner, business partner, workers and security guards. When we return, Boris Johnson wins first round of UK leadership vote. Stay with us. We start our foreign stories in the United Kingdom, where Boris Johnson overwhelmingly won the first round of voting Thursday in the race to replace outgoing British Prime Minister Theresa May, with the field of candidates narrowed to 7 from 10. The Brexit-backing former foreign minister picked up 114 of the 313 votes cast in a secret ballot of Conservative Party lawmakers in the lower House of Commons. Mark Harper, Astor McVie and Andrea Leadsom failed to collect the required 17 votes and were knocked out. The outcome, if repeated in subsequent rounds, will further whittle down the field starting next Tuesday, is above the 105 votes Johnson would need to make the final 2. The last past standing will go before 160,000 voting Conservative Party members across the country, and the winner will become new party leader, most likely at the end of July. Two oil tankers were hit in what was suspected to be an attack in the Gulf of Oman, setting one vessel ablaze and forcing crew members to abandon ship on Thursday. However, all 44 crew members from both ships were safely evacuated during the incident. The first fire broke out on board a Norwegian vessel at 8:50 a.m. local time, about 25 nautical miles off the south of Iran, in which 3 explosions were reported. A Singaporean cargo ship also reported a fire about an hour later and a suspected attack that breached the hull above the waterline. According to the United States Navy's Fifth Fleet, they received distressed calls at 6:12 a.m. local time and a second one at 7 a.m. Meanwhile, Iran has repeatedly said it has no knowledge of the incident and did not instruct any surrogate forces to attack Gulf shipping or Saudi oil installations.
منابع خبری به نقل از منابع محلی عمان از وقوع دو
Daniel James signs from Manchester United. Stay tuned. We're back with sports. It's time, says Datuk Lee Chong Wei. The former world #1 formally announced his retirement after a 19-year career as the top Malaysian shuttler. Datuk Lee, in an emotional media conference on Thursday, said he was left with no option after his recent consultation with doctors in Taiwan last month. The 37-year-old Datuk Lee was diagnosed with early-stage nose cancer last year and underwent intensive treatment in Taiwan. He said he opted to retire after being told by doctors that his body could no longer take the intense training needed for high-level competition.
Decision is very tough because after I get the treatment back, I just back in the court for the 6 months. I want to try again, and if I don't want to keep me in my spirit, want to play, I think after my treatment I just call retire, and I want to try again. And after my trainer just give me a lot of 8 questions, and call my doctor right back for my trainer, and he just encourage me, just tell me, I think you need the rest. And I just do this very tough decision, and my family, I think this is time I must step down to my career, 19 years in the national team, and I think it's more important now is my health. Yeah.
Joining him at the media conference were Youth and Sports Minister Syed Saddiq Syed Abdul Rahman and Badminton Association of Malaysia BAM President Datuk Sri Nurza Zakaria. The 3-time Olympic silver medalist said he would now like to rest and spend time with his family and even take his wife on a honeymoon, a trip that had been delayed since their marriage in 2012.
And more important, I want to thank my family, my wife is more important. And last, I want to thank you, Malaysia. No Malaysia, no Lee Chong Wei, and 19 years in the national team. And all the way fighting for my country. Thank you.
Datuk Lee had spent a total of 348 weeks as world #1. Meanwhile, in recognition of Datuk Lee's 19 years service for the country, Syed Saddiq announced his appointment as the country's chef de mission to the 2020 Tokyo Olympics.
Datuk fly the Malaysian flag proudly, not in stadiums, by watching through the television. Dan saya yakin banyak generasi, banyak rakyat Malaysia juga melalui pengalaman yang sama. Dan Datuk Lee Chong Wei is a hero to all Malaysians, from all backgrounds, all ethnicities, all religions. While he may have retired, but after talking to Datuk Lee and also to Datuk Sri Nurza, we have decided collectively to nominate Datuk Lee Chong Wei as the next chef de mission for the Tokyo Olympics.
On to football. Manchester United has tied up the signing of Daniel James from Swansea City. The 21-year-old Wales winger becomes manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first signing at Old Trafford. It's reported that James has signed a 5-year contract with the option to extend for a further year. The Welsh rose through the ranks at Swansea before graduating to the senior squad in 2016 and became a regular in the team after a loan spell at Shrewsbury in 2017. The young attacker raked up 34 appearances for the Swans last season, earning a place in Ryan Giggs' Wales squad for the recent Euro 2020 qualifiers. We've reached the end of Nightline this time around. Before we leave, take a look at visuals of Art Basel, a major international art fair where rich collectors gather every year to showcase their artwork to the public. I'm Brandon Wong. Thank you for tuning in.